Well, hello everyone, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Colleen, and I'm happy that you're here today. Today will not be a long video at all. I'm busy, like probably many of you are at this time of the year, when we're trying to get our deep freezes cleared out for this season's harvest. And I am going to show you how to clean that deep freezer out and preserve the food that's in there for long-term storage. So I'll be right back after this. Well, here I am back, and I think this process is dead easy, but many of you may not have thought about this and that it was possible. So I thought that I would run through it with you today. So I was rummaging around in my deep freeze. I found 3 packages of peas, and I'm not entirely sure how long they've been in there. So I thought, with new gardens planted, we're a long way from harvest, but they're planted. Now's a good time to try and clean out some of the things that you throw into the freezer when you find it on sale. And I'll be doing more vegetables that have been previously frozen for my family, for us, here shortly, just to get that freezer space back. So I have these, they're 750 grams of peas. They're just the store brand, I think, Best Buy Value Plus, and they were a good price. So I've just allowed them to thaw. They're not completely thawed, but mostly. And I'm just going to dump them into this bowl. One of the things I think that's important to know about freezing your vegetables, or buying frozen vegetables, because let's face it, not everybody has a garden, but that doesn't mean that you can't take advantage of the sales when you see them. And if you don't have enough freezer space to do things like this, if you're a canner, in order to preserve your food. These peas are not only harvested when they are at their peak of freshness, but they are also already blanched, which takes that chore off our hands if you're the kind of person that likes to blanch their peas before you process them, whether you freeze them or whether you're putting them, doing what I'm doing, and that is canning them. So I've taken care of that. I feel like I'm going to need some more jars than what I have. That's 3 750 gram bags of peas. So dead simple. I'm going to fill the jars, and I'm going to be using a couple different things today. Maybe I'll talk while I fill the jars. I'm going to fill these jars to the 1-inch mark. So far that's not too tricky, hey? And it saves a lot of room in the garden, because I find that, you need a lot of room to grow peas in your garden. And I simply don't have that. I'm gardening in a few garden boxes and some containers, and so I just simply don't have room for peas. So for us, this is a really great alternative. And there's a few times a year when the grocery stores are going to be clearing out vegetables, and there's no better way to deal with them than this. And we save ourselves all the picking and the cleaning, and just the time and effort that goes into growing peas as well. Well, it looks like I may have to go back for another jar or two. Well, maybe not. I'm happy that I I'm able to stop these from freezer burning. I don't know why I thought I needed to have so many extra bags in the freezer, but I always like to be stocked up a little bit because you never know what's going on in the world. Yeah, I'd say that's pretty perfect. That's 8 pints that I got out of those 3 750 gram bags of peas. I'm going to just set the bowls aside. Get rid of my garbage because I think it needs to be on the counter. Just get everything a little closer to me here. Is that farther away for you? And today I'm going to be canning with my Nesco small batch canner, which I've talked about before, but I think is just absolutely the best thing. My elevation here is high, so I am sporting the 15-pound weight. I'm just a little over 2,500 feet, so that's what's recommended for our area. And I am just going to add a half a teaspoon of, I'm using Himalayan pink salt in this today. If you read on the containers for regular table salt, they have a lot of additives in them that I don't think that we need for sure. If you're watching your salt, this is a step you can skip altogether because you will probably season your food at the end to get it to control it better, and so you probably could skip this process. I have enough in there. And now I'm going to fill each one of these to the 1-inch mark, which is that lower part of the ring right here, or the jar. I don't even know what you call that part of the. It's not the lid. It's a collar. It's a collar. Let's call it that. I'm not sure what that is, or if that's correct. I am doing everything cold today because my peas are still cold, my water's cold, my canner's cold, and everything can come up to temperature at the same time, which is what we want when we're canning. It either has to be all hot or all cold. I just need a little more water. I hope everybody's doing okay. I've been reading some comments online and I see that there's parts of the United States that are so hot and other parts that are experiencing flooding, and in Canada we're all on flood watch. We still have a lot of snow on our mountaintops. I'm just going to leave that there for the moment because when I debubble these, they may have create more space in the top. Oh yeah, sure enough. Now I don't want to mash the peas up in there, but I do want to make sure that there are no air bubbles lurking around in the bottom of the jar. Got an itchy nose today. Doing my darndest not to scratch it on camera. So I hope that wherever it is that you're living, that you're well and safe, and that you will soon, if you are experiencing difficulties, that they will soon be past, and that you'll be able to go back to life a little more normally, which is what we've all been seeking the last while. Yeah, I think that's pretty good. There. And I'm doing this all in real time so far, so you can see that it really doesn't take that long to do this process. And you can do this really with any frozen vegetable as far as I'm aware. I do it with corn, and I will be doing corn based on what's in my freezer. I'll be doing some corn the next day or two as well, because there is quite a bit of frozen corn in there. So I'm going to put my seals on and just basically finger tight. I go a little more than finger tight because I find I have better result. And then the ring on. Today I'm using Forjars canning lids for my processing, and I know that this company is a foreign company, but I have had fantastic results with it. These seals are fridge safe, they're dishwasher safe, they're BPA approved, they're BPA free, and they are definitely not the thin tin lids that we have gotten from other places, especially if you're purchasing on Amazon. They definitely stand up to the Ball or Bernardin lids, and they have a silicone food safe seal rather than the plastic seals that some other companies have. And I have to say that I am smitten with them so far. I have not had one jar not seal while I was using Forjars lids. So if you're interested in giving Forjars lids a try, I would recommend it, and I will leave a link in the description box below. In the description box below you'll find any interesting tidbits or recipes that I use, or things that I recommend. And if you use that link below, which has my name attached to it, there's a code word that you can use to get 10% off your first purchase when you're buying your lids through Forjars. So I will put on the screen here, I will definitely put a link to their company, but I will also put it in the description box below. And I hope that you give them a try. I found the price to be quite reasonable, and shipping is really fast. I got my order of lids from Florida in just a week, and to come all the way to Canada, that's pretty incredible. So I am excited to share this product with you as you move along into your canning season. So I am just going to continue on. I think that these, I hope that you can hear them. They're not tinny sounding at all, even when I'm putting them on the jars. And I am just going to get ready. And now these can't go all in one batch in my canner because it only takes 5 jars at a time. 5 of these pint jars that are a regular mouth. So something regarding Forjars lids that I should share with you too is that I did a batch through my canner 2 weeks ago with using the Forjars seals, and I inadvertently, I don't know how that happened, but I put 2 seals, like they were stuck together. I put the 2 seals on, put them finger tight as I always do, put them into the canner, and it was only when they cooled after I took them out of the canner and I was removing the rings for storage that I realized there were actually 2 lids there. It didn't affect the seal at all. The one on the bottom did its job and sealed it up quite well. So into my canner. I just wanted to make sure you're here for the whole process. And I have got my 5 jars in there. Down goes the lid. And I think I'll just move these guys over here just a bit, so I can bring the canner a little closer so you can see what I've got going on. Now, I always double check the cord, because I have the kind of cord that you can pull in and pull out, And the Nesco counters have had failures here at the plug. So I always make sure that it's plugged in properly, because as we move them in and out of storage or off our kitchen counter, whatever we're doing, it's easy for that plug to come loose and cause you issues. So do have a look at that. I'm not sure that you can see the vent, or the weighted gauge at the back, but I have it set to exhaust right now, and I have put the lid to close now, and I am going to set this on high pressure, and I'm going to go 40 minutes. Ooh, it goes a lot faster than I do. And then I am going to hit start. And I don't know if you can notice it, but it's going to go round and round until it gets hot in there. And once it does, it's going to come up and show me a countdown, E10. And when that beeps to let me know that it's there, then I will close this to airtight, because at that point it will have steam through the vent hole for 10 minutes. That's what the E10 stands for. It's the pressure pot counting down 10 minutes of steady stream of steam. And then I will, once it runs through its 40 minutes of time, I will be letting this come to cool completely, cool, so that the vent tab drops back down. And then I will leave the counter another 10 minutes. Then I'll open the lid and I'll leave everything in there for at least another 5 minutes. Most of the time I leave it at least 10 minutes, just to help it adjust so that I don't have breakage or siphoning. So I'm being very cautious with the food. I'm trying to not let it sit into the deep freeze until it's past its best before date. And I'm trying to make sure that I don't lose it that way, and that I don't lose it in the canning process. Because even though I didn't grow this, this is still food for my family, and I don't want to waste it. So that is the whole entire process. Don't be afraid to clean out your deep freeze and to can the things that are in there, even if they're store-bought. And you've never tried this before. I think you saw that this was a dead easy project. So I will leave you here. I'm just going to remind you to like this video, subscribe, and share it with your friends. Share it on your social media. That would be really great for me. And to have a look for the discount code below in the description box. It'll have all the information you need to try out these Forjar seals, because I think if you do, you're going to be sold on them for sure. Okay, thank you folks for watching today, and I hope that you stay well and safe, and I will see you on the next one. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.